Hola chicas, your season sis here, taking a poetic pause with the latest episode that I am calling Project Manager. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share. This podcast is based on my 2012 poem of the same name. I will give some background and insights first, then close with the poem. The project manager is responsible for planning, executing, and successfully completing projects within the allotted timeline and budget. This role demands strong leadership qualities, excellent communication skills, and the ability to manage complex projects across various departments. This definition comes from Google. As project manager, I fashion myself as Rosie the Riveter, someone who could get the job done. From the outside looking in at other people's relationships, whether real life, scripted drama, or reality TV, I thought I could simplify the complex. Playing armchair psychologist, I was one who foolishly thought and said what would and would not happen to me and what I would and would not take. I would never. I munched my popcorn, slurped my Dr. Pepper, and talked back to the big and small screen, giving unsolicited and unheeded advice. Issues that plague those women would be non-issues for me. I would never. My judgmental self would think it was obvious that girlfriend or wifey was the problem. Truth was that judgment stemmed from being bitten by the green-eyed monster. At least they had someone to struggle with. They were driver and passenger traveling through life together, while I was either alone or in a vehicle where one of us was soon to be ejected. I had often thought that if I were the perfect praying and loving woman, God, with an assist from me, could make that man realize he was broken. He would voluntarily sit himself down somewhere and receive the help he needed. My boo would have a light bulb moment. This gift from God, moi, was who he had been waiting for all his life. Looking in my eyes, he would see his brokenness. Sir, I possess a toolbox and a tool belt. I am willing to repair you. This sister is equipped. You hear me? Play God much? My God would do whatever it took to learn how to love me, including signing up for a course. That man would no longer shrink from the challenge. He would pay the dues and put in the time. Despite losing some battles, my man would hang in there to win the prize. Me. He just needed some TLC from me. I would provide that safe place to land, that listening ear, that shoulder to cry on. Boo-hoo, hon, I won't tell a soul. I would never. I was convinced that he just needed the right somebody, me, who made him feel supported. I was that somebody. You see, he had wasted time in the past with women who were not equipped with what he needed. If he cheated in past relationship, all of the blame went to those temptresses preying on a vulnerable man. Lord, forgive them, even though they know exactly what they are doing. His antenna would go up and his radar would go off. The force field surrounding him would obliterate flirts like a bug zapper. No time would be frittered away analyzing whether or not it was harmless. He would only have to refuse an inappropriate advance one time. Word would get around to up-and-coming side pieces near and far that this brother wears a giant O on his chest for off limits. Should this man bring another woman's children into our relationship, I will make sure she knows I am not competition. On my watch, she would be included in family events, consulted before decisions were made that involved her babies. She would be so far into the loop that girlfriend would become dizzy. About them kids. Protocol would be established day one and revisited as often as necessary. They would get an understanding that I was not their mama and wasn't trying to be. Despite their awareness that I didn't play, they would know that their other home was a warm and welcoming place. Madeir would establish herself as mother-in-love well before the engagement. We would share the privilege of looking out for her son's best interests. I wouldn't need to ban the trifling friends. Like the kids, they would realize that I don't play. They would see that their boy had changed and would see that either they needed to change or move on. A partnership with me would inspire dreams, goals, and plans. Therefore, our financial house must be in order. I would be his motivator, and we would be mutual accountability partners. Very presumptuous of me to think that I can control anyone, especially since they are grown and raised differently. Play God much? I simplified interwoven, intricate relationships into an unproven formula/checklist. Big-headed of me to think that I could make anyone bend to my will. I would never. Ha! My fantasies were as vivid as Ralphie's from A Christmas Story about his Red Ryder BB gun with the carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle with a compass and a sundial in the stock. I was singing into my hairbrush, I'm Every Woman, Chaka Khan's version. She let her brother know that she was everything and all he needs. I used to believe that I wanted to be every woman. Without further ado, I present Project Manager. Call me the Project Manager. If there's a broken man out there, I can fix him. Then he will be capable of loving me. Wounded from past relationships, I can make a poultice that will kickstart the healing process. Fear of commitment, once I lay out the blueprint for our lives, he will be ready to build a relationship, lifelong and lasting. Call me the Project Manager. Infidelity, I will blind his eyes to other women and their tricks. He will become immune to their devices. Baby mama drama, I will make her my ally. She will become my BFF. Baby's kids. They will mind their P's and Q's. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. Call me the Project Manager. Meddling mother. He will get the wisdom that he must lay down the law to her. Set the precedent. Knucklehead friends. It will occur to him that he has outgrown these people. Unemployed, broke, bad credit. My research will reveal that in his family tree, there are some Jamaican roots. He will be blue collar by day and entrepreneur by night. Call me the Project Manager. Issues, stumbling blocks, flaws, discrepancies, problems. There's got to be an app for that. If not, then I will create one. The Project Manager is on duty. Bring him on. Have you played Miss Fix-It in your past or current relationships? Did it work out for you? Feel free to share in the comments. This is your seasoned sis saying thanks for joining me. If you enjoyed this piece, read more like it in my book, Speaking Volumes, Dear God. Inquire about purchasing a copy in the comments or DM me on Instagram and Threads at QUIP_ETTE or Facebook at Seasoned Sis. I would be delighted to sign it and mail it to you. A signed copy of my book awaits the 10th person who becomes a new follower or subscriber. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share this podcast. Until next time, later girlies.